This EU legislative term comes at a crucial moment for Europe. We have to combine high level of ambition with pragmatism and support for industry. To that, industry and policymakers have to work together. Now, we've spoken about this collaboration a lot, but now is the moment to actually do it, because only through this collaboration can we have a positive impact. Now, our sector is committed to driving a healthier and more sustainable food and drink environment here in Europe. But in order to do that, we need three areas of support. First, we need a sustainable, growth-oriented agenda. We have to make sure that the agri-food industry is taken seriously. Some of us call this a competitiveness reboot. When you look at our sector, for instance, the European soft drinks industry, we support over 1.8 million jobs through our value chain. We are a local industry that produces locally 97% of our drinks, and we also source our ingredients locally with more than 85% of our drinks. It is therefore crucial that when we think about the competitiveness of Europe's industry, we also think about the agri-food industry. Second, policy should be science-based and evidence-based. Now, we've spoken about better regulation for a long time, but now more than ever, we have to stop developing policies without actually having data to assess what its impact will be. So if we go forward and we come up with new pieces of legislation, we first have to create a good foundation in terms of, for instance, consumption data, so that we know that the measures we take will actually have an impact and a positive impact. And thirdly and finally, and this is something that I think we believe very strongly, is that we have to first focus on implementing the existing legislation. Now, at the start of a mandate, people have big ideas and will want to come up with new legislation, new policies, but let's please focus on implementing the existing legislation. The last mandate had a whole wave of new legislation, and now if we want to guarantee the competitiveness and the single market, we have to properly implement the existing legislation. We are committed to working with all policymakers, and we are confident that we can make this a success. But really, if we want to have a competitive agri-food industry here in Europe, we have to start respecting the agri-food industry, and we have to put it at the core of policy making here in Europe.